I'd just like to mention the elephant, and that is China. China is currently emitting more than 20% of the world's carbon dioxide emissions. Australia's probably about 2%. In the last 6 years, China has doubled its emissions. And I asked probably the economists here, why should Australians be imposed with a carbon tax while China gallops ahead?
Thank you, Terry. All right.
I'll answer. As I said, I actually, and just to demonstrate that this is a bipartisan matter, I was nominated by Alexander Downer on Premier Wenji Bao's International Advisory and Economic Panel. That has half foreign devils, half very senior Chinese people. Now, China is in fact embarking on perhaps the most rapid energy intensity reduction program, and now they've got additional to that, specifically emissions reduction aims on a per unit of production basis that has been seen to this point globally. Now, this is a significant achievement. Will China's absolute emissions increase? Can we stop them from increasing? The answer is yes and no. China's absolute emissions will increase, and it's unlikely that we can actually get them before about 2030 to a point where they will turn down. When you put this to the Chinese, they say two things. First of all, it is absolutely both, in their view, immoral to ask them not to develop in the interests of their people. And secondly, they say, we are not responsible for the stock of carbon that's already in the atmosphere, and our current emissions are large. They've now passed America. They're large, but they are not contributing to the climate change we currently have, and they're small. The cumulative stock is small compared with those that the West has already put into the atmosphere. And the third point they make when they look at people like us is that they say, and every Australian produces 5, 6, 7 times as many units of carbon dioxide as each Chinese. And it's very unreasonable to ask us to stay where we are. Now, this raises a difficult question. It means that there must be a level of, if we're not going to get into some sort of global conflict, a level of capacity to recognise that there will be growth in emissions from China and from India and from Brazil. That's absolute growth in emissions at a point when the West will be reducing its absolute emissions. It's a cap and convergence model.
Perhaps we can throw that to Jerry too, because it's a matter of business, I think you're getting at, that we don't want to be behind the 8 ball and be in a matter of fairness. Jerry, do you want to just add something to that?
Yeah, I think there is another concern out there that if we if we move before some of the other countries, then some of our iconic businesses will be damaged competitively. But all I can say is there's nothing I've seen from both sides of politics that would say that they're not moving to ensure that that we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, that we actually make sure that the energy-intensive, trade-exposed industries are protected through the transition period that Roger was alluding to. But it is just back to Roger's point. It is if you just think about it as a business proposition where you've actually created pollution, whether you do it inadvertently or not, but the oil industry certainly at times has created pollution. The obligation has fallen back on the creator of the pollution to actually clean it up, and that I think plays into the Chinese argument as well.